and they say this wali is known for, for example, if you have cancer, they would go to Sayyid Abu Bakr in Deer Park. They said this wali is known to at least the tawassul through that wali is known to cure the person. And there's been success in the past that people have seen. And then there's the hierarchy of the awliya as well, that people have the idea of, and they say that the main five in Cape is Sayyid Nur al-Mubin, Sayyid Abdul Rahman Matibi, Sayyid Mahmoud Yusuf, and Sayyid Abdul Rahman Matura, the Robin Island. Where does that come from, and is that something that we should look at as important?
Look, Muslims, throughout the history where the Quran, the Sunnah, and the one and clearly written out there. None of what you are saying here, quite obviously, on the books of Tawheed, you won't find this in the Jawhara, Laqani, or that matter, or the Iban of Imam Nashadli, or whatever. These aren't officially established beliefs on which there are general agreement and on which there is dalil and proof and extensive research have been done. So, the first point you need to understand is that none of that stuff is necessary to believe in. Let's take you a step nearer to Allah, or a step away from Allah, for that matter. As long as you understand, number one, that's not an obligation according to the religion.
Yes.
It's not in the Quran and the Sunnah, except very far off indications that you might think it talks about that. But a second important thing which I think people seem to have ignored completely, and that is Muslims are human beings. For the last 1400 years, across the Muslim world, people have experienced things. Now you have to ask me the question, do we believe only in the Quran and the Sunnah and exclude everything else? That's nonsense, because then we will deny all of science and all of objective observation, all of what I see and what I dream of. The truth of the matter is that a lot of what people have in their lives and what they believe in is not written in books, not written in scientific manuals. It's not in the Quran, the Sunnah, in fact, and indeed even in the Bible. It's what they've experienced, what they've picked up from their parents and their parents' parents and so on and so on. So, if you look at the books written in this particular field, hagiography, enormous amount of books. The Baqat of Sha'arani, the Baqat of Qadi Zakaria Ansari, the Rud al-Rayyahin of Imam Yafi'i of Yemen, the very good book, Kawakib al-Durriya of Manawi, which I read, alhamdulillah, from cover to cover. It's a massive. I took the time to read. The Hilat al-Awliya, the Hadaiq al-Haqaiq, the Kashf al-Haqaiq. It goes on. You can fill the whole library full of books of tasawwuf and hagiography and autobiography and writings and sayings and experiences and history of this Dorpe and that country and that city. The amount of awliya, the amount of stories, I don't even think the average scholar has even begun to. I mean, you have hundreds of villages in a place like Azerbaijan. I've heard stories from Azerbaijan, Ajaib, from friends. Go to Malaysia, do you think it's only one city? Kuala Lumpur, there's hundreds, if not thousands of villages, and each one has a wali of some saintly person who can tell you a story. Indeed, in Makkah al-Mukarram by itself, we had the stories that you won't hear and read in books from the locals. So, don't go in that village. No. So, our question is, do we ignore all of this? What emerges from this masses, rather, what emerge from this massive literature for someone who takes his time to go and study it? And I've done some of my research in this, looked and read quite extensive on these matters, and you can see that what we have in Cape Town, you might find that kind of doctrine emerging in the common experience of the people. But that has to be clearly indicated. That's not deen, that's not religion, that's not necessary to believe in. It might be true in terms of your experiences because people, it's repeated all over the world. This man came onto an island, for example, Manawi, book of quite extraordinary authenticity, by the way. I recommend it to read. He came on this island and people said he must go to that island there, the Kutubs meet there. Kutubs, who are these people? Kutubs. They are part of the hierarchy of saints. And he went there with the idea of seeing if the seven Abdal and the Qutub is there, And the 4 utad, as they call it, in the 7th verse, in the 13th, 20th, and 15th, and 300 of that, are they there or not? Yes, but he wants to see if he can identify. If they are there, can I see who they are? Do they know who they are? And he went over there. Qissa is in the Qissa is in, I think it's in the Kawakib Durriya, if I remember correctly, I might have been entirely sure. And he went there, and indeed he came into this particular mosque on an island in the middle of this. You look, it sounds like Harry Potter and fantasy stories. And he went over there and into this cave, and he saw the people is there. Saw 7 people sitting there, and the one Qutb. And he recognized the Qutb. He went up to him, and the man spoke to him back. And there's another big Shaykh we know, Shaykh Jilani. And he said, do you know what? Yeah, we know each other. Is it true people talk about the circle of the hidden saints? Yeah, it's true. Those are all in the stories, repeated over and over in hundreds of different stories. The question we have to ask ourselves, do we just take this as a bunch of Harry Potter or Star Wars or Star Trek stories? Which it might be. Or are they true? Some parts of the world they believe it because if they try it happens. Tried by this Qabr, he's known to be a medical, and he tried and it happens. It works. Our question is this a religious question? Or is this purely a matter of objective observation? And us as Muslims, we shouldn't really put any religious significance to that. That is where the issue comes in. It's saintly, he's a pious person, that might be an alternative way for medical. But we have to understand that scientific research in medicine is, since the time of Imam Ghazali and before him, they put that on the list of on the agendas. It has to be objective, it has to be scientific. And the Muslims have fell slightly behind in these matters. Maybe and some of them argue because of these beliefs.
Yes.
We have to remove that beliefs, that twang this and twang that can heal you. But what I find objectionable is they say shirk. And that, I think that's nonsense. People don't believe in these things as if it is the religion itself. Neither do they go there because it's Allah. It is my firm belief that Muslims are clean since the time of the Prophet. And indeed, as he himself said, no Muslim can fall into shirk. I fear my ummah's money and women. Not shirk. Prophet said so, not shirk. If you want to reform this, if you think we have to shift our emphasis from what appears to be fantasy ideas, I can't verify it because I've never seen it. You have to believe in the strength of reports. Every one of us.
Yeah.
You have to believe in the strength of reports. So on that basis, it's quite clearly, these things are not mutawatir, they are not qad'iyat, they are not decisive, they are not totally verifiable. In fact, they're not verifiable at all.
They're mujarrab. Yeah.
Yes, mujarrab is to try and test over and over. Some of them, exactly, that's one of the reasons why they believe it. The word is used by Ibn Taymiyyah himself. That qabr, Musa al-Qadim, or Bistam, one of the two, they say Tiryaq mujarrab, it's in the Fatawa. Tiryaq, like we call azima.
Yes, yes.
Mujarrab, be tried and tested over and over. If people go there, miraculous things happen. Now, can you do this? Can you believe this in people you don't know about? Now, can we deny the experience? I think it's a fool who denies this. I can't say it is that. And I'm saying quite clearly, it is not a religion. It is not required for you to believe in it. It's not part of the religion. It's not taught by the Prophet at all. Non-existent. But can you deny the experience of the common people? Is it true or not true? وَمَا رَأَى الْمُسْلِمُونَ حَسَنًا فَهُوَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ حَسَنًا. And a Muslim won't invent something which is evil. Like Ibn Taymiyyah himself says in his book, Iqtida Sirat al-Mustaqim. He said, a Muslim will not invent, if he's a proper Muslim, he's under the code of Islam, he practices a religion, he's austere and he's strict in his life, keeps to himself, he believes in Allah, a person like that will not invent something which is evil. Why? Because Prophet himself said, مَا رَأَى الْمُسْلِمُونَ حَسَنًا, the Muslimin see as good, فَهُوَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ حَسَنًا. A kind of statement of a democracy. democratic statement. We need to allow the Muslimin in their insights, in their experiences, in their life. We need to allow them to come to their own conclusions, their own judgments about certain things. But keeping the clear distinction between acquired knowledge and experiences and religious principles and teachings. That has to be kept. We have to keep that aside.